Good morning.
Hey everybody.
Oh,
We
my,
had we
you're
we had a time change in New Jersey. It's actually 9 right now, not 9:11.
right. That's a good one, DeGarmo.
No, I'm really sorry. Whatever. It doesn't matter.
He
But how
lost
much?
internet. He lost internet for a minute, and he was
Uh,
talking. I'm like, I can't hear a word he's saying. I don't know where he went.
in the middle of nowhere, I lose the internet. Hold on. I want to do something with that.
That reminds me, Marty, the other day when we were having a conversation with someone,
Yeah.
and that person froze, but only for like three, maybe 10 seconds. And this person thought, oh my God, how long have I been frozen? Because he was talking and talking.
No, no, I know. And
That was kind of funny, actually.
me and you saw that he froze, but he
Yeah.
had no idea.
Like,
All
Marty,
right. Thanks everybody for being here. I'm excited. Obviously over the post. Um, and how I read the post and how I would read it is, I believe this is the beginning of a new chapter.
bum, 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 bum.
Yeah, it's the beginning of a beginning, and there's steps, and I think he's going to virtually walk us down this hall until he opens the final door and we're boom, boom, boom. So let's take this little journey and find out what's going on. I'm really excited. Um, I'm proud of everybody that stuck with it and kept going. I'm also, and listen, I'm going to say this again. If you jumped off and you tried some shiny object, okay. Me and Chris never told anybody what they could or could not do. I would never do that. There was time businesses came up. You know how tempted I was? I can market. All I got to do is grab Mike and Dan and we could build a business and nobody in Unplastic would know it. But I would know it. So I just didn't do it. And I care too much about this because I know, because then what would happen if I jumped in another business, brought in 400 or 500 people into that business, and then the business I've been waiting for my whole life comes to life? What am I going to do with that?
Yeah. And
And
let's
then,
be honest.
and the other thing, you know what I'm going to do? If I go to another business, this is my opinion. Some people don't like it. Some people got mad. If I go to another business, anything I've seen up to this time, 20 years, I'm going to be using other people to become a little bit successful for a small amount of time. I'm not doing it.
Right.
That's all. I'm just not going to do it.
Let's straight up be honest. What we did get mad about or upset or kind of butthurt, what you want to say it, is people that were cross promoting. That was the big deal there. We don't care what anyone does. But
No,
technically, if you want to use, let me say this: none of us would be anybody, and we're nobody. We're just regular people. If we didn't have Impassive, we wouldn't have our YouTubes.
no,
We wouldn't have webinars. None
no.
of this stuff, and that's thanks to Ash Mafara, who's done all this. So that's why I said when people did do cross recruit, it's kind of a smack in the face, not to us, but to Ash Mafara, because he come out and said, "Listen, please, don't be foolish and waste your money. I can tell you these are all just MLM quick and goes." So that's really what we're talking about. We don't want. I had some people call me last night and said they joined something. You don't have to apologize. You have
Yeah,
a
well, you have to apologize to me and Chris for
yeah,
sure.
yeah.
I mean, you guys do what you want. Listen, here's the point. Thousands of hours in 6 years for me, every day, doing something towards this company, either helping people, whatever. Because I feel so strong about it, sometimes I get a little cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, okay? And I get aggressive. I'm not meaning to, but it's like telling your child, don't cross the street. Watch for traffic. Watch, and then little shorty goes out and a car comes and just misses him. That puts me on edge. And the point is, we already know where we're going. Do you really want to take that chance? Now, you need money for your family. I ain't nobody's business. You got to do what you can to bring money in. I just didn't want you to go do something that has a very high potential, 90s, high 90s, of not you not making money. You're actually going to lose money, and I know nobody can afford that. So anyway, today at 2 o'clock is
Heroes.
Heroes. There's been a jam-packed show every week. Thousands of people are going. It'll be on the Top Dot Live everywhere. Collins will be on in a minute. He doesn't know it yet.
He's going to explain to us the topic of heroes, correct?
Yeah.
All right, that's good.
Well, here's what happens. And I want to tell everybody this. If you're doing videos, get the content of what you want of the video and then shorten it. And go to somebody that's a master with words like a Robin Noble or a Gene Oliva. Get the content. No, I'm not joking. Some people got titles this long. No, and the problem, if somebody comes up and reads it real quick, they don't know what it is. They have to click on it to see the full length of it. Don't make these massively long titles. Take the power of the title and you can shorten it. Anyway, just a little tidbit. What was I going to say about my family? Oh, I know about the little thing I told you about me yesterday, because this finger, middle finger. Well, the reason you don't see a brace on it is last night in my sleep, I think I'm Jim Thorpe or Jesse Owens.
You lost it again.
Because I wake up in the morning without it. Now, last night, thank you for your prayers. And I know this is why.
Yeah.
I slept pretty good. One time I rolled over and my eyes went like that. I did have a DEFCON 4, not 5. And I didn't poop myself. I didn't poop myself the night before, but it could have been close. But I feel better, and it's getting better every day. So thank you. And Minna was telling me about something she used or knows about something. I'm going to try that. But thank you for that. The other thing, who else? Dawn is a little bit under the weather. Dawn is the engine for this massive train we have in this house. So pray for her if you could. And below is history stuff about people's birthday and what's going on. And I'm going to turn over to Chris so he can enlighten and talk about people that need prayer. Go ahead, Chris.
All right. Good morning, buddy. I love you. I love all of you. TikTok, you'll be back. We still miss you. We know, the thing is about when we do this, Marty actually had a genius plan and worked very hard. A lot of you don't know, to get certain keys so we can share off certain other platforms. He's been doing that for a while. I do thank him for that. And that's another way of getting out to the world about this company. So, all right, let me get to the notes. I'm sorry. Today's birthdays, Ray, 3 of them. Ray Whitfield, happy birthday to you. Mohammed Azam, happy birthday to you. And Kalam and Sari, happy birthday to you. Also, I want to wish a belated birthday to Bruce's brother. Was it Des? Now I'm forgetting his name. But his brother is home from the hospital. Bruce says, thank you for all the prayers. Plus, it was his birthday. He got to come home on his birthday. And that's pretty cool. Let's still remember P&G, the earthquake, plus the other earthquake we had a couple weeks ago. A lot of people in distress. Let's pray for them. It means a lot. Trust me, it means a lot to everyone that you pray for. Prayers for healing. Definitely Dawn DeGarmo. She's not feeling well, and she's as important to me as Marty DeGarmo is. So don't ever forget that. His family completely. Prayers for healing. Annie Guthritz. She needs a liver transplant. Let's keep praying for her. New one in from Freeman Roberts. And I want to talk about orphanages too, though. I need urgent prayers for my orphanage kid. She is seriously sick since Sunday. So I'm not sure of the name, but let's pray not only for that little girl, but for all orphanages, because they go through a struggle. And I'm going to talk about that. Brenda Her, we're praying for you. Eileen Geek, we're praying for you. Gemma's getting a little better. I'm going to keep her on there for a day or two. So I hope you're feeling better, Gemma. Prayers for you. Melissa Ann, we're praying for you. Norelli Workon, I know she's doing better, but I'm going to keep her on the list there for a few days. Miriam Sutton, I know she's got some pain in her back. We're praying for you. Bill Must, I know he's coming along. John sent me something yesterday, but he's doing better. Let's keep praying for Bill. That's it. Edmund, Bruce Gerstein's brother, is home. He's eating. And Edmund, happy belated birthday from yesterday. I don't know all the birthdays, guys. Sometimes they just pop up. Excuse me. A lot of talking the last couple of days. Sherry Dursaway, looking beautiful. She's back, and it's nice to see her back. So I'm going to keep you on there, Sherry, a little longer. Pat Parent and her daughter. I just want to keep praying for Pat every day. She goes through struggles like you wouldn't believe, and her daughter. So, Pat, we're praying for you. Chloe and Julie, I want to talk about them in a minute. We're praying for you. Judy Reese, we're praying for you. Tina Midcalf, she has liver failure. We're praying for you. Kathy Jonette, we're praying for you. Terry Thompson, we're praying for you. John Ocott, we're praying for you. Janet Butler's mom, Denise Albury. Janet sent me something that she's doing a little better, but she's probably going to have surgery. So let's keep her in the prayers. I told her I'm not taking her off. Sometimes I just don't want to take people off. Roy Davies and my eyes. Roy, we're going to get together and look at our eyes one day. We're praying for us. Cindy Hopkins, Grace Tam, John William DeLorme, Harold Fox, Ruthie Pace. We love you. Red and Jane's mothers, Jean Murr's husband, Jason, Sandra Fleming's mother, Seeds Academy, PNG, Ash Mafara, Marty DeGarmo, myself, my family, people beating cancer and fighting and winning, Jennifer Dickinson's filming partner, Kenneth Fung, Tom Taylor, Dane and Darius, Robin Noble, Mr. Jean, Shane Yang, Nicole Hirschman, David Switzer, Joyce and Melvin, William Carmichael, and anyone that's fighting a disease that I don't know about. Silent prayers for all of you. I want to talk about two things here real quick. I want to talk about Chloe and Julie. Now, I'm going to come straight out and tell you the cost of what this surgery was. Excuse me, is. It's $25,000. I think we raised maybe, off the top of my head, $3,000, if that, and we appreciate it. This is what I want to say. I was expecting, I don't ever expect anything when it comes to donating, but I expected in my heart, I wanted to say, if I could just find 25,000 people in this company that could just donate $1, we could take care of this in a couple minutes. So I asked if you have $1, and that's all I'm asking, $1. You could send it to Super Sticker or to Julie's brother's Zelle or to Julie. We'll play that video again because you know what, guys, she needs help. And I'm going to be straight up honest with you. She had gone to a bank to get a loan to help take care of this surgery. Whether she wants me to say it or not, I'm going to. It didn't go through. She sent me a letter wanting to thank everyone. And I said, I sometimes don't know what to do, but this is the only thing I can ask. If 25,000 people just donate $1 to this company, we can help get this surgery done and going and save a little child's life. So just remember that. I also want to talk about orphanages. Now, Marty sent me that prayer this morning about Freeman, and the little girl is sick. I want you to think about orphanages for a second. Let's use, I want to go to Africa. Africa, my biggest orphanages, they're all over Africa. There's orphanages throughout the whole world, so I'm only using Africa as the example. Right now, there is beautiful soul people that are helping anywhere from 10 to 2 to 3 to 400 kids that don't have parents, that their parents passed away. They're sleeping on dirt floors. All right. Their pillow might be a pile of sand. And I want you to think, put your kids in that position, what you would do. I'm expecting myself, me, that when we get going, I talked to Marty about some of the things I really want to do for my family first, always. But what I want to do for these orphanages. Can you imagine how many orphanages that we all can help, not only in Africa, but throughout the world? That's a huge thing. These are little kids, anywhere from 4 years old and up, and even younger sometimes. These kids will never forget what all of you are going to do for them in the future. Those kids are going to go on to be amazing people. Cholesterol, thank you for the super sticker. Those kids are going to go on to be amazing people because all of us said, you know what? It's time we got to start helping. We got to look at people. It's time to invest in people. Where this company is not an investment, it's a business. But every one of us has to start thinking not only for ourselves. I don't ever ask you to think not for yourself, but think about people in this world, and then put your children. What would you do if your children were sleeping on a dirt floor? No heat, no electricity, no fresh water. What would you do? I'm going to promise you this. When you reach out, as we start making money through this company and income, all right, when you give, you've heard us say it a million times. I've given quite a few things in my life, personal, my family, and sometimes I don't even have it when I was helping, but man, it made me feel like I was a billionaire. And I want you all to experience that. There's so many kids in this world, families that need help. This is what this company is all about. All right. Yeah, lining their own pockets. Absolutely. I don't ever ask you to give more than you have. But this is what this company is going to do for all of us. People all over the world will be saying, really, really appreciate that company. These people got together and they built this and they helped with that. And my kids are doing great. I got them to the doctor, to the hospital, medical needs. That's what we're all about. It's called we have to take care of humanity. I take that personal. I want to help take care of humanity. I want that written on my tombstone. I did everything I could to help anyone I could. Period. Ash Mafar is the same way. He wants to help out people, no matter what color, religion, big, short, tall. He wants to help people. That's all it's ever been about. So, just a couple things. Remember what I'm saying. Give what you can. $1 to someone is probably a lot of money. Don't give me that dollar, or don't give her that dollar. Pray. But $1 from 25,000 people could save a life. And then this is going to carry on as we start earning an income. All right, Marty, that's all I got. Back to you.
All right, all right, all right. I've sent the link to Collins, by the way.
And thank you for cholesterol, Delisa, and Fahir for the super stickers. All this money is going to go to Julie's fund. Let's help her out, guys. I know there's a lot of you that need help, and every one of you could do the same thing that I'm doing. I got a little bigger platform, but man, if we can just help out the world, who better known to take care of your family first? And I believe that's what we're doing right now for Julie. All right, Collins, I love you, brother. Nice to see you. Back to you, DeGarmo.
Hey, Collins, what's up? Yeah, there's something that I did not plan until I was listening to Chris. Yeah, the thing about, I know there's a lot of people hurting, but we got to know her daughter, and I absolutely love Julie. And her daughter comes on the trivia sometimes, and she would sing. Very, very intelligent young girl, and now she's, I don't want to say how, the struggle she's having, but imagine the worst. That's what she's having. So Chris is right. Nobody has the money, but a dollar here, five there, with the big family we have. Look, I know this for a fact. When we're running down the track on this bullet train, and that money word is not an issue for tens of thousands of us, maybe hundreds of thousands. Your friends, your family, we're all close to different people more than others. Why? It's the way it is. I mean, if I was a billionaire and anybody wrote me, I would take care of them. It's just, it's not that the case. But it'll come the day where, God forbid, one of my friends are on here, extended family, like Collins for one. Hey, I had this thing happen, something happened, maybe not directly with him. I need a little bit of help. No reason that 500 or 600 people send in $1,000. I'm just saying the power of this company, and I've said it from the beginning, is the people. And another thing, Chris was talking about prayer. So I'm going to divert to something. It's Sunday, so I'm allowed, and it's my show. I'm just kidding. No, but listen,
And
I want
Pastor
to,
Collins is here too. So
yeah. Pastor Collins is here. His last name is Manna. Get it? Manna from heaven. Anyway, so let me give you a story. Some of you know. My whole family, I grew up by faith and praying. I don't think I ever went into a doctor's office until I was 25, 26 years old. Growing up, I remember having a cough or something, and my friend's family would say, "Did you go to a doctor?" And I go, "Always start going to a doctor. What am I dying?" I never, because we pray about it, and obviously I made it. I'm still here. But about 10 years ago, maybe, I had an issue with my stomach, and it was a feeling I never had before. It was deep, and it got to the point if I drank water, it hurt bad. I was losing weight. I just couldn't eat nothing. And I prayed about it. Obviously, I was scared to death. Let's be serious. Men get scared too. They just don't admit it. And I, my chair was over there then, and I was online or whatever. And Dawn said, "Marty, there's this older black woman standing at the end of our driveway." Really? And I'm asking her questions. What's she doing? Well, she's just standing at the end of the driveway. And I want to tell you the description of this woman. It's an older black woman, but I want to picture an older Southern black woman. Remember the big hats, maybe a flower in it, just like a Southern Pentecostal looking black woman. It doesn't have to be black, but a white, you know what I mean? Very spiritual type. Now, I didn't see her until I said, "What's she doing?" She said, "She's staring at the house." Dawn didn't even know how severe my stomach issue was. She had an idea, but I kind of kept it like, when you talk about it, it makes you feel worse. And of course, men don't go to the doctor. We usually just get sicker, and die. Um, but I never went unless I had to. In fact, the only time I went, Dawn called an ambulance on me. They came to the front door and I said, "What do you want?" "Oh, we're here to pick you up." "For what?" "Well, I was dying. I just didn't want to admit it." But anyway, the point is, I'm sitting there and all of a sudden somebody knocked on the door, the side door, so I still can't see it. And Dawn walks up, and this lady is standing next to me. I don't know if she had a cane, but she wasn't very quick. She had to be. She couldn't. Yeah, she had a cane. She could hardly walk. She could hardly walk. So I looked at her and kind of like in shock. I don't know who she is. I didn't get a bad feeling. I got a good feeling. And she said, "Do you mind if I pray for you?" And I went, "No." But of course, I'm going, "Whoa." She goes, "You have a problem with your stomach." And I go, "Yeah." Now the hair on my neck is standing up. "Okay, I'm going to pray for you, okay? You believe God can heal you." That's what she said. And you look in the Bible, that's always asked first, almost always. Even Jesus did it. "Do you believe?" "Yes." Boom. Because of your faith, blah, 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 blah. That always, so, and I've been looking at Collins because I want to make sure he nods his head so I don't say something wrong. Uh, so Reverend Collins is here. I invited Oliver too, but he didn't pick up. Anyway, so she prays for me, take out this problem in this man's, and she said, "God loves you." And she prayed. Now I'm having trouble catching my breath because it's overwhelming. And you want something to drink? Dawn offered her something to drink, because it was hot, hot that day. So no, and she's going out the door, and we got kind of high steps. I'm thinking, "Oh my God, watch out for her." So lets her out. I'm still in shock. My stomach is starting to feel better instantly. So that makes it even more hair raising. She walks to the end of the driveway. I said, "What is she doing?" Dawn said, "She's just standing there." She came back to me, Dawn did. She went back to look, and the lady was gone. I think looked everywhere, never saw her never saw her again. The point is, she was led to come do this from a person she never knew in a house she's never been in. And I could have been a white nasty ass, right? I could have been a prejudiced guy. Nothing. Came in. I'm here. God wants me here. Boom. Didn't care who said what, who did what. So I just want to let you know, prayer works. That's why we go through this every day. Now, Chris talks it, but I believe it just as much as he does. I just wanted to give that story. And one more thing I want to add, and this is all not scripted, obvious. I don't script anything. When Chris was talking about Seeds Academy, okay, I found out about him the same time Chris did because he told me that day. And there's a guy out there. He's got people in the school. The roof fell in. It's just a mess, absolute mess. And these kids, 200-300 kids, it's a lot. Not only does he get them schooling, he feeds them. So this young guy's doing everything. Of course, God guided this young man to Chris, no doubt. So he does. Chris starts collecting money for this guy to get a roof put on. Well, needless to say, they're building skyscrapers now. No, I'm just kidding. But they built many places. They put roofs on. And the point I want to make is one day they were all playing ball, and the ball was just a bunch of rolled up tape. It was a makeshift ball. And Chris, being who he is, goes, well, they can't kick that around. So he sends 10, was it 10? Yeah, 10 balls. I said, why'd you send 10? Well, I want 5 for the girls and 5 for the boys because you know how they are. He's right, in every country. So he sent them soccer balls. I want to say something, and I know this for a fact. This is not an opinion. When those young kids grow up, yes, negative is shared. They're going to share what someone in another part of this world did for them. And in their heart, remember this is contagious. They will pay it forward in their life, later on in their life. That's the power of what Ash wants to do. If you can uplift humanity, they'll never forget it. Never. You never forget what somebody did for you. Never. I don't care what anything else. And some people are different. They bring in the negative and they never forget the negative. And I'm going to give you a little story about that, and then I'm going to be done. You see these wars that governments have started, and they blame it on this religion, that guy's against it. But reality is, people will get along if the government doesn't mingle in their crap. And remember something: when you watch the news, you're getting a biased opinion of what's going on in this war. You're getting one side. It's just the way it is. You could get the fact you don't. But my point is, when these little kids are walking around, they saw that their mom and daddy were killed by a rocket. We have created somebody else that's going to grow up and share what they had as a young person. What did that young person have? Death and destruction to their parents. Death and destruction to their parents. They're going to want to get equal. They're going to want to get even. That's where ideology comes. That's why you can't kill an ideology, because you kill the leader of it, his son's coming to get you. And if you kill him, his son's coming to get you too. That's why we got to learn to listen and talk with people. And you'll see a fine example of that here in our company. Why? Indians, Bangladesh, Africans, Vietnam, Singapore, I don't care what. Nobody gives a crap from where you're from. We care about who you are and what comes out of your mouth and how much you care for each other. That's why I'm here. That's the power of it. And that's why when you really look at what Ash is doing, it's knocking down walls and draining oceans. I would have never met any of these people on the screen. None of them. And all 3 of them are my brother. from another mother, without a doubt. If I was in trouble or I needed something, I called anyone, they'd help me. And the same goes the other way. I don't even have to ask them. That's how we feel. But anyway, I'm done preaching. I'm going to pass around the collection plate. No, I'm just kidding. And one more thing I wanted to say about Julie and her daughter. All of us, if we can, a little bit, because this operation is expensive. She has to fly to another island because they don't do it where she lives. And if that can be done, that would be great. And I know other people hurt. And I know, when you're helping somebody, be happy for who's being helped, because in the long run, we're all going to be able to help more and more and more people. Okay, I'm going to turn it over to. Oh, anyway, these two gentlemen are here. Today is Heroes. Heroes for the last 6 weeks. No. 8 weeks, maybe 2 months, has exploded. When you go to a place where there's four OTEC, you got Comfort, you got all these other women, it explodes because it's a place where everybody speaks from the heart. Nobody's scripted. Nobody looks down. If I did that, I couldn't talk. For one thing, I don't read well enough. I wouldn't even know what I was saying. But the point is, they're here to talk about their show. I hope that everybody goes. It will be on all of the YouTube channels that are in the Top Dot Live. The last week, they got something like 20,000 views total. Crazy. Because they speak from the heart. They're good guys. I met OTEC guy. I met the OTEC guys, and I couldn't understand a freaking word they were saying. But I knew they knew technology. But as time went on, you learned to listen. They slowed down, and they became the voice of the company. They happen to be IT, but now they're more company people that love this company. They know what it's about, and their background happens to be IT, which is a total flip. So they have a little bit of both, and they change roles. 3-4 years, we talked about technology and how hard it is, how long it would take to do something, and that was on purpose, because at that time, 8 out of 10 people were asking, when are we going to launch? And when they explained, look, if he does this before 10 years, it's a miracle, as big as it is and how much is involved. And I believe it's going to happen very, very soon, even with the typhoon, hurricane, and earthquake that went in our company against Mr. Mufara last year. So anyway, thank you, everybody. I'm going to turn it over to Collins.
Thank you, Maddie. Thank you, Chris, for inviting us. I was just like, sitting there, and then Mino said, Maddie just invited you. I said, really? Then I checked my email, and I said, oh, you just sent me the link. Let me jump in. All right. Yeah. Hello. Happy Sunday, everyone. Today is a great day, and we are here again with our brother Chris and Maddie Digamo. Thank you for having us on your show. Chris said something. Chris was talking about humanity, uplifting humanity. And honestly, this is the heart of this company. Ash said it several times, taking humanity out of the equation, the company will just be like a normal company. And for you to really build something like this, something of this magnitude that will help millions or billions of people, it takes a lot of effort and it takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of tribulation. People come against you because you are just doing something out of the norms. There's a certain way where you do things, and that's the only thing people know. But when you are doing something out of the extraordinary, it doesn't come easy. It is easy for me to help myself. It is easy for Chris Johnson to help himself. That's the norms of the day. People accept it. Oh, you are doing it for yourself. Great. Thank you very much. But when you flip it a little bit and say, now I want to do it to help thousands or millions of people, know that there will be haters. The people will be saying, why are you doing this? Are you coming here to expose us? Remember what happened, the scriptures. When Jesus came, started preaching, the devil said, "Are you here to expose us, you son of man? Are you here to kill us?" You know, he said, "You are the son of God. You are here to expose us." And Jesus said, "Keep quiet." This is exactly what Mr. Ashmofara is doing. He is coming to do something people think like it's ordinary, and he's taking it to the extraordinary level. You know, helping humanity is something that is not acceptable. They will think like maybe you are doing it because you want to gain something out of it. It is not normal for you to give something free of charge. People will not accept it. It is easy for you to charge people because that's the way the world knows it. There was a time we're discussing before I even joined on Passive, and I was thinking about this. I said, what if the day I was born and I came to this world, everything that is called red was called green? The only thing I know is it will be green, because though it is red, but they changed it before I was born. And they said, now we will call this thing red. The nomenclature will be green. All I know will be green. And somebody will say, oh, but it was red before. I don't know. I know only green. So Ash is flipping something differently. And for you to do this, they said for you to rise. Today was the scriptures when I went to church. The father said this, the priest. For you to build, for you to rise, you must descend. You must descend for you to be able to rise. Means for you to build a 10-story building or 15-story building, your foundation must be deep. If your foundation is not deep, it's not really down, it's not taking, greatness from the root, there is no way your house will collapse. So for you to rise, you must descend. Ash descend to be able to rise. Things happen, stick everywhere. You went back to the abyss, right to the bottom. And now what will happen? We will see a new day, which is better than what we have known before. And that is the beauty of the company we are in. We are in a company where the CEO doesn't give up. He doesn't give up whatsoever. He doesn't give up. Yeah, he doesn't give up, and he will never give up. And the only thing we're supposed to be happy is because we are in a company where the CEO say, you know what, this is what I was born for. I will either do it or I die. Not like he will kill himself. He has taken that burden upon himself to uplift humanity. The only thing we need to do is to be calm, be peaceful, and just be loyal to the company, knowing that our future is there. It doesn't matter how long it will take. If you don't see it, because sometimes people are worried about what about me? This is greediness. I always say greediness. What if this company was built for your generation to be successful? The only thing that will happen to you is your name be written on that foundation, that you were part of it. God showed Moses the promised land, but Moses never stepped his foot. What if your own role on this planet Earth was to take people somewhere and that is it? And God hold them accountable because someone took them somewhere and they never lived up to the expectation. It happened to the Israelis. Moses and Joshua did everything. They fall back. What happened? God scattered them everywhere. They call the time of Babylon. Isaiah preached it. Moses break the Red Sea, but now I'm taking you now from Babylon, Exodus from dry land, and you see a land that is gushed out of water. You will drink from a well that you didn't build. Some of us will drink from a well that we didn't build. We just have to be still and know that somebody is working on our behalf. So I will leave it there. The topic today, those who will come to Heroes, is about a new day, a new you. How you want to be remembered is a new day. A new day is coming, and there will be a new you. So I will leave it there, Maddie. Thank you for having us.
Mr. Fonte, would you like to add something, sir?
Yeah, hi, Maddie. Thank you and Chris for inviting me. In fact, I was actually watching at the show. I didn't know you sent me an invite. Then I saw you say, I was like, oh, then I rushed. Happy Sunday, everybody, and happy that Chris and Maddie, you've invited us today, Collins and and I know our brothers also, Vincent and Bob, they are there. I'm so proud of you, Chris and Maddie, what you guys are doing. And before I start, I also want to add my voice for Julie's daughter. Please do something. This is a company that our own CEO, if you go and look at what he posted in our back office, our distinct vision is to uplift humanity. We should start practicing it now. God knows why what is going on in Julie Pierre's daughter is happening now. Maybe God wants to test the founder, the loyal and the trustworthy founders. We should do something for her. Like Chris said, $1 for 25 people, we'll have 25,000. We are more than how many? We are 1 million something. Please put your hand in your pocket. Let's do something to help Julie Pierre's daughter. Coming back to our point, yeah, we have heroes today. Please, the topic, like my brother Colin just said, is a good topic. It's a topic that, like Ash told us one time, that you write your own story. You use your pen to write your own story. And if you don't have that story, I think each and every one of us today in this company, that is coming. That is going to change our lives. What Ash has given us, and what is coming to us. Like Maddie always said, we don't know what we have. I'll also add my voice on that. We don't know what we have. We are talking about technology company here. We are not talking about any kind of company. No company can survive. Even you and I, we cannot survive without technology. If you take my cell phone from me today, I'm finished. If you take any of us our cell phone today, we are finished. We are finished. I cannot survive without my cell phone. I do my banking. I do my everything on my. I use my laptop when I'm at work. I go to computer when I'm at work. But my cell phone is my life. It's my life. From I want to do Excel, I want to do everything. It's on my cell phone. So we are in a gold mine. Like I keep saying, sky is not the limit, it's the beginning. Once you're in, you will win. There's no magic, you will win. The company will force you to win, but you have to do something. You have to do at least 10-20%. Like I always say again, also, please, now that we are about to get to the market, sacrifice 30 minutes or 1 hour to learn about this your own business. What are the strategies that I'm going to use? How am I going to move forward with my own business? And I've learned a lot. I've learned from Chris. I've learned from Maddie. I've learned from Red. I've learned from Collins, Bob, Vincent. I learn every day. I learn every day because I want to know. Yes, I'm an IT guy. Like Maddie just said, when we came, we were talking IT terminology. We were using IT terminology that it was like cracking people's head. People did not understand from what direction, plus our accent from Africa. But we have to slow it down. We have to count our word to make people to understand. Because as a teacher or somebody that talks, you have to talk to your audience, make your audience to understand, because that is what we want to do. And I just want to say, I want to thank everybody. Heroes today, please go to .live, because today is going to be a powerhouse. It's going to be that day that we will talk about our life, our today and yesterday and future. So come to Heroes today and come and hear what Ash is going to do for us. Like he said, the power word, unlimited. This is the company of unlimited. If you can follow Ash from the past how many outings that he came out and his posting, you will know what Ash is all about. You will know the magnitude of what this company is all about. Okay, so I want to say thank everybody. Come to Heroes and you'll hear us. Thanks.
Fantastic, fantastic, Oliver and Collins. Chris, I'm not going to be doing a video today. We're already 45 minutes, but I have them. Again, I have been making videos now, the entry, the country, or the occupation, and the promo video all in one, and splice them all together for anybody that wants it. On closing, Chris, do you have anything?
Yeah, I want to say thank you. Quite a few people donated well over $1. So that cuts the 25,000 people
That's right.
down to maybe 20,000 people for $1.
That's right.
I appreciate it. I'm sure Julie appreciates it. You probably are. I don't know if she's on here, but I'm sure you're putting a warm feeling in her heart. And I tell you what, Julie Pierre and her daughter will never forget this.
That's right.
That's how you got to think about it. Do things for. Listen, if I think I said once in my post, I can't remember exactly how I said it, but I don't want to be remembered for what I look like. I want to be remembered for what I've done. And that's what it's all about. Every one of you are going to have that opportunity as the income starts flowing. And don't forget that. Help, pay forward, help out. Whatever they call it these days, you're going to be able to help one person. Right now, we got 1 million people. That's another 1 million people we're going to help. And that carries on and it doesn't stop. So just remember that. That's all I got, Brother Collins, Oliver, my brothers. I love you both. And as my brother Oliver says, guess what, folks? We are fine.
Beautiful. Okay, I'm going to wrap this up. And by the way, none of this was scripted. Collins had no idea he was coming. Oliver doesn't know what planet he's from. And Chris, well, Chris is Chris. No, I'm just kidding. No, I tried to, I do stuff, what comes here. That's, I really, when I'm doing, I said, and look, I had no idea what Collins or Oliver was going to say, but look how powerful it was. Me and Chris don't even know what each other's going to say. I don't tell Chris, I'm going to cover this. Never. You know why? I want to hear Chris from his heart. I don't want to hear Chris Johnson just wing it. I want him to talk from his heart. Last Sunday, and Chris came a long ways. You two gentlemen can tell me. He's 1,000 times better speaker than he was 2 years ago. 1,000. In fact, everybody on the screen, everyone, because you start to learn here. You have the intelligence here, but the business is here. And what comes out of here, if you can get it to come out of here, you can't lose. All of you. And that's why I say in the future, instead of looking at the technical part of the company, how am I going to grow my business? I want you to go to your bathroom, stand in front of your sink, and look straight ahead. That's how you're going to blow this thing up. Look in the mirror. That is the most powerful asset you have. And once success and things start to come into your life from this company, your boldness and your confidence will grow. I'm telling you 1,000%. And plus, you have many, many people in this company. We're all going to help each other, right? We're all going to help each other. Not only do we take the journey, when we move on, the people here, the people watching, the people that are in it to win it, we're going to blow it up together, guaranteed. Anyway, that's all I have. Say goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Beautiful, and adios.